guys, what's going on? This is Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you for joining me and Merry Christmas if you guys celebrate. Today we're going to have some fun. Actually didn't have time to sit down and do a whole guide as I had planned. Now a little inside, or actually inside info really, a little backstory here rather. It's not that privileged of information. A little backstory is yesterday I actually had a video recorded for you guys where I opened 60 ancient shards and I got crap. No legendaries, a couple repeat epics. That was it. So I decided not even to upload the video, honestly, because, you know, who wants to watch me pull rares for 15 minutes? So today I'm going to redo it. So who knows if we'll ever upload this video. If I did upload it and you are watching this right now, again, Merry Christmas. And yeah, that means it probably went a little bit better. Now the odds are better right now. Obviously, it doubled for ancients. We have a 16% chance on an epic and 1% chance as opposed to a 0.5% chance on those legendaries. So let's go ahead, guys. Let's stop blabbing and we'll do 30. I'm gonna edit, make more room, and we'll do 30 more. So give me a legendary. That's all I want. A legendary that I don't have. That's all I want. It's Christmas. Do me a solid, raid gods, you know? All right, a couple epics, but no, like, I don't have Tyrell either, so I really love Tyrell. But I'm actually not familiar with Irenes here, or yeah, Irenes? I guess that's how you say the name. Anyway, Demon Spawn, her A1 ascends here, attacks one enemy, 90% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Okay, so the full poison on the ascended. We have A2 attacks all enemies, 75% chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs on the target by 1 turn. That can be booked down to 4 turns. And then the A3 is attacks one enemy, places a block, buffs debuff for 2 turns. Don't like her. Don't like her. You really need that to be like an AoE on the 3, right? At least in my opinion. Anyway, Cage Breaker. Cage Breaker. Ogren Tribes, he is a Spirit Affinity, attacks one enemy, 40% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. That's solid. You can book that up to 55% chance. A2 attacks 4 times at random. Each hit has a 40% chance of placing a sleep debuff for 1 turn. Okay, so 4 times multi-hit there. Not bad for like Clan Boss. And then A3, Ascended. Attacks all enemies, decreases each target's max HP by 50% of the damage inflicted. Grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Pretty solid. Not a bad. Way better than, in my opinion, at least, way better than Aaron, yes. Anyway, let's go into the next 10. Still, you know, I don't have any, like, S-tier legendaries. Woe is me, you know? Or I guess I have a couple, but like I have Prince Kymar, who's borderline. I have Turvold, who's borderline. Rain Beast, I actually don't have yet, so it's cool to get him after he got nerfed, right? And then Grimskin. I already have Grimskin, but just to quickly, can't really complain about 3 epics, but you know, I'm greedy today. It's Christmas, I'm greedy, okay? So Grimskin skin really quickly. His A1 ascends. So first, Terry Fist is the first skill in his kit here. Attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a 30% decrease speed debuff for 2 turns. Okay, A2 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. Has a 40% chance of placing a provoke debuff on enemies for 1 turn if the first provoke debuff is placed. Okay, on all enemies. Okay, so if the first one lands and you can book that up to a 70% chance, then everybody has that that provoke, excuse me, on the A2. Then the A3 is attacks all enemies, 80% chance of removing 1 random buff from each target. Okay, so Grimskin, not that great in my opinion. And then Rain, don't call me Ryan Beast. We have A1 here, Ascended. Attacks one enemy, 15% continuous heal buff on the ally with the lowest HP for 1 turn. Really solid. A2, attacks one enemy 2 times, revives a random ally with full HP if this attack kills an enemy. And the passive, it glows. When an ally's attack places a shield buff equal to 35% of this champion's max HP on that ally's for 2 turns. Occurs once per turn, will not place a shield buff on this champion. So that's it's an amazing shield on Rain Beast. Basically, Rain Beast. Now I'm calling him Rain Beast. On Rain Beast, it's a really cool passive there. It doesn't take up a turn and is placing those heals. Bushi here is the Sacred Order. A1 attacks one enemy, damage inflicted increases each time this skill is used, stacks up to 4 times. Okay. That's cool. Attacks one enemy on the A2. This attack is always critical. Okay. And then revives this champion with 30% HP. Places an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn. Revives this champion with full HP. And places an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn. And that can be booked down to 3 turns. Very interesting. Aura is speeding the arena by 20%. So kind of the weaker speed, but still. So there we go. Let's go ahead and do another round here. And by the way, guys, quick kind of editing note here. If you like this, do you not like me on these shard openings, please let me know in the comments. Actually might post my first community tab poll here. Okay, a couple more epics. Can't complain with these epics, but no legendaries to speak of here in our first 30. And that would be 90 shards, including yesterday's. But anyway, guys, do you like when I go through these skills on epics and legendaries, or would you rather just see all the openings quickly in the beginning of the video and then look through the interesting champions? Let me know, please, because that would be incredibly valuable. So Jizo here on the A1. Defense-based, I want to say he's good in the arena, right? I see him a lot in the arena. Attack in all battles, 18%. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I don't think he's good in the arena. Take it back. Attacks one enemy 2 times based on defense. Plays a shield buff for 3 turns and a counterattack buff for 2 turns on 1 ally. Grants an extra turn. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense. That's a pretty good one. It's a counterattack ability, but it's not on all allies, but it does grant you an extra turn as well. But it's a 5-turn hard cooldown on that. So a shield, a counterattack, it's a really solid ability. But again, if you could book it to 4 turns, I'd be way more interested. Or even 3, but like 5 is quite a lot, right? Attacks one enemy, has an 80% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 2 turns, plays a 15% continuous heal buff on this champion for 2 turns based on defense. So definitely like a carry, there's no doubt about that, right? But I wouldn't call him like S tier. And then Basilisk. A1 here, he's attack based. Attacks all enemies, places a 25% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns if the attack is critical. A2 attacks one enemy, places a stun debuff for 1 turn. And then his passive is revives this champion to 30% HP when killed and places a block damage buff for 1 turn. So not bad, but not great. All right, let's go ahead and clear up some space here, guys. And we're not going to purchase a power pack, but I'll come right back at you guys. All right, guys, time for 30 more. Then we'll open the last 5, the last 4 Ancients and the Sacred. So here we go. Moving right along. Come on, Legendary. Another Skull Crusher. Cool. I'm sure a lot of you guys could use Skull Crusher. And a lot of just another Basilisk here. And Infernal Baroness as well. Again, not like Tyrell and not Skullcrusher. You guys are already familiar with. I've done a bunch of, or not a bunch, but I've done a full guide on him as well. You can go ahead and refer to that if you're interested in what he does. Attacks all enemies on the life siphon of Infernal Baroness. Heals the ally with the lowest HP by 5% of the damage inflicted. Not a bad kind of defense based, by the way, on her. Decreases attack debuff here. Attacks all enemies, 50% chance of placing a decreased attack debuff on all enemies for 2 turns, and that can get booked up to 75%. So a nice debuffer here. And then the A3 is plays a perfect veil buff on an ally for 3 turns. So pretty cool. I don't hate her. I don't think she's OP, and we already went over Basilisk. So there we go. Moving right along here. How was your Christmas, guys, if you celebrate? Jiggle Hunter, seen him in the arena a little bit. He's not like S tier, but I hear good things. So how was your Christmas if you celebrate? I went to my family's house, my cousin's house on Christmas Eve. Had a good time. I was gonna say had kind of a good time. Had a good time, and then the Christmas day I went to my dad's house with my son and just kind of wrapped that up about like a half an hour ago. And I figured, you know what? Let's put out a video on the Raid channel. Attacks to one enemy 2 times, 40% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed buff for 2 turns if the attack is critical. So one enemy 2 times, so it's a 2-hit, and then you can get the chances up to 50% if you book it. Not bad for an A1, right? Attacks one enemy, 90% chance of placing, can be up to 100% chance of placing a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn if this attack kills the enemy. Interesting. That's a really powerful final blow ability. So Arena, Ascended on the A3. This can be booked to a 4-turn cooldown, attacks all enemies, decreases the turn meter by 20% if this attack is critical, fills this champion's turn meter by 10% if his attack was critical. So obviously you want to have him over 100 or 100% crit rate, and then he's going to be decreasing turn meter by 20% as well, and fills this champion's turn meter. Not bad. And then let's see his aura. Speeding the arena by 24%. So obviously an arena specialist here is Jingle Hunter. Did I call him Jiggle Hunter? Okay. All right, let's go for the next batch here. So we need this legendary now. It's now or never. We have 4 more after this. Another Cage Breaker. Oh man, dude, I have every one of these. I guess I can't complain, right, about having so many epics except for the best one. Can I complain about that? No legendaries. Dude, my luck sucks. My luck, actually, it doesn't suck. Statistically, the odds are against me here. Well, I have 5 more. Be right back. All right, guys, in the downtime, I actually checked, and Basilisk and Infernal Baroness actually both had really good scores, 4.8 and 4.9 in the Spider's Den. So maybe I'll give those guys a try, or at least consider them for a Spider team. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on here with the final 4 Ancients and 1 Sacred. I'm not feeling too good about this here. Raider, 3 to go. Give me the... It's been so long since I've gotten a Legendary. Been so long. I'm sure some of you guys are like, dude, I don't even have legendary, so shut up, Ash. All right, so here we go. Another rare and 1 more, and then we get on with the Christmas present sacred shard. That was a cool aquarium to do. And let's see. Here it goes. We'll see. No, it's an epic, and it is Snorting Thug. With 18 reviews, he must be new. He's HP based. Let's check him out at least, right? Attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 20% chance of stealing 1 random buff. Okay, whatever. Attacks 1 enemy. Ignores the target's defense if they have no active buffs. Okay. Damage based on HP on all these skills. And then, let's see. Ascended. Dire Defense. Has a 30% chance of removing 1 random buff from the attacker when hit. Occurs once per hit. Counterattacks the attacker if they have no active buffs. Interesting. Okay. And you can get that to 50% chance. So 50% chance of removing 1 random buff from the attacker when a hit occurs on him, and then counterattacks the attacker if they have no active buffs at all. And then increase accuracy in all battles by 40%. Interesting. Awful reviews. Seems about right. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's it. Another video with no legendaries, but what can we do? We can't complain. I'm sure our luck will change in the future, guys. I hope you had an amazing holiday. I will be uploading through the holidays into the new year, so much love to you and your loved ones, whether or not no matter what holiday that you celebrate. So I know I have such a very global audience, and I really love that about the channel and about this whole industry. So, guys, anyway, before I ramble on too much, obviously maybe 1 too many eggnog in today's video. Or I don't even drink eggnog, but you get the point. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And as always, take care, guys.